Hey, everybody that supports Drama Rock, ladies, gentlemen, everybody that supports Drama Rock, thank you for your support. Appreciate it from each and every one that I have become in contact with, drew a bond, became familiar with. Yeah, and those I don't know that come by, drop comments, please, more content, keep up the work. Quite sure I'm going to keep up the work. But I just be having to learn how to maneuver a lot of my words because a lot of times, man, it's like taking a straight punch to the face. Boom, 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 boom. A few punches to the face. It's what it is, though. But while I'm small, like in a short amount of time, I'm really not gonna talk about this virus that's going around because I think is coming to a closure. I have my own theories why, which I'm not going to explain now, but I have my own theories why this is coming to a closure. And what's crazy about it is the whole world has been disrupted and put in panic mode throughout the entire world. And part of the reason for the panic mode is because we have a lack of understanding, a lack of knowledge of the type of people we are dealing with, the type of things that's in our atmosphere that we don't even realize. And this thing that's in the atmosphere is not just one thing. You could kind of say more of a spiritual dimension, phantoms, however. But at the same time, right? Panic mode. You can't be in panic mode. You grab up all the information, all the intel that been presented to you. You overlook or relook or relook over the intel, the information given, and then you take proper measurements from there to stay safe, to keep your family safe. You don't panic. But when you don't have the necessary information or the correct knowledge to know how to overlook and what not to overlook, then that makes a difference in you panicking and not being paranoid. But as long as we accept words that are being given to us through all types of different media outlets that inform us on things that we should know or things we should be concerned about, it's cool, it's okay. But even in helpful information, sometimes there could be some things that's misleading, and there also could be misinformation involved with the correct information to keep panic mode always alert. So I'm not going to give a long speech about being paranoid, but paranoia sits in when you drill certain thoughts of misfortune, right? And you allow that to take your mind into an atmosphere of misery, which in return, it becomes complicated on the heart because that's where the emotion lies. So let's put our emotions at ease and become settled. Let's be calm about what's going on right now in society. And let's acknowledge it, take caution, take the proper measurements, as I said before, to stay safe, to keep your family safe. Don't worry about nothing else. Do what's normally should be done. As they say, watch this, watch that. Something that's normal in everybody's lives. Something that you actually should have been taught when you was a child. And you know, some habits we are taught as a child is some habits that we keep up because that's what we learn from upbringing, and sometimes these habits are good habits, so we need to keep these good habits if these habits has been installed into us as young. So let's go back being people, let's go back to normal, right? And let's go back to making preparations for anything that seems suspect or unfamiliar. But don't get yourself in a heap of illusion and thinking that this is over. as someone contacted me 2 days ago and said, Drama, you don't see what's going on. We are finally at the end of the world. We finally here. We made it. We at the end. Yay! The end of the world. But what you have to realize, right, throughout history, many organizations, religious, not religious, people in general has made predictions the world will end at this according time. That didn't happen. Somebody else come up, yo, the world's going to end. I guarantee it. In 1770, in 1820, in 1931, and the world is still here. The flu is something that's been around for decades. Doesn't matter what name they gave it, probably a different strain. More chemistry was added to it to make the strain more powerful and more potent so that when it enters the body, it can cause more destruction. But you don't get paranoid because you know these things. What you do is know these things and then allow yourself to be placed in a better position because now you know. Once you know, you know, you know, you know, you know, you know. Nobody can't tell you nothing after that unless you allow them to tell you. But once you have facts on the information that's needed to take on the task at hand, then that's all you need to have is the proper knowledge so you can apply the necessary means to get by in the correct manner, be safe, and everything will be all right. Right? So don't worry about this, the end of the world. This is doomsday. Let's live our life. Let's live it with caution. Let's be positive how we live. Let's not be negative with how we live. Let's not be negative. Let's not have a lot of negative thoughts on why this is going on. You don't have the knowledge, so you don't know why it's going on. And this is the wonderful thing about having knowledge. All right, gotta go. Drama rock. See you, folks. Gotta go.